everyone, welcome to my channel. Today is just a really quick sort of heads up to let you know that next week on my channel will be Purrmaid Week. Now, it's Purrmaid Week because there are a lot of videos. I have literally, I've still got fluff on my finger, I've literally just finished filming. It's day 2 of filming my videos on how to actually make this little Purrmaid. Now, as you can imagine, 2 days worth of filming equals quite a lot of footage. Now, this little Purrmaid, she's one of my most complicated amigurumi patterns. So there is a lot to actually talk through when doing a video tutorial for her. Now, most of you have already discovered the written pattern is up on my blog. And there are a couple of little sections that some people have been getting a little bit stuck on, primarily the short row shaping. And I've had quite a few questions about where to attach things and the placement and how to do the face. So I am going to be splitting up my Purrmaid videos rather than just having 2 epically long videos. I'm splitting them into smaller, easier segments so that if you are looking in particular for one section for a little bit of help with, you don't have to sit and watch a 40-minute video. So because of that, and because it's quite an intense pattern, next week is going to probably be a daily upload. So for those of you that have notifications, or if you haven't hit notifications and you want to do the sort of crochet along with me for the Purrmaid, then go ahead and hit that bell notification, because that way you'll be alerted every time I upload a video. If you are one of my lovely subscribers that has hit bell notifications but has zero interest in amigurumi projects whatsoever, and you're here more for the sort of traditional blankets and stitches, then I apologize in advance for all the notifications about this pattern that you are going to get. But if you've never done amigurumi and you fancy giving it a go, then why not? It's a super cute pattern. It's a super cute pattern. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up that next week is going to be a little bit of an unusual upload schedule. And that's purely because I want you guys to be able to just follow it all the way through and not have to wait weeks in between videos being uploaded. So that's the first thing. Second thing, materials. If you were interested in doing literally like a crochet along with me next week, and you want to know what you need, well, that's also what this video is here for. So very, very quickly, I'm going to run through. There are 2 size options. Look at this big chunky girl. Look at the size of her. I'm just going to quickly run through what you're going to need for either size option. Okay, so regardless of which size Purrmaid you want to make next week, you are going to need pins, purely for placement of before sewing and for marking the little face. You need some pins. You'll need a little scrap of black and a scrap of pink for doing the face, and you're going to need a large eye needle. Now you only need one, you don't need all these ones that are stuck in my donut pincushion, but you're going to need a large eye needle. So that's what you're going to need. And heads up, you're going to want a stitch marker. You absolutely are going to want a stitch marker for this pattern. Even if you don't normally use them, you're going to want one. So grab yourself a stitch marker. So this little bundle of stuff, and obviously your scissors, you're going to need whichever size Purrmaid you want to make. Now, we've all got pins and scraps and things, so hopefully that will not be a problem for you. If you are looking to make the size of Purrmaid that is in my written pattern, and this is the original one I made, I've actually got a friend. She has a little friend as well. So I made this one first. When I first did the pattern, this was the one I did. And then this is my second ever Purrmaid who I made to test my pattern. So I've got twins, little Purrmaid twins. So this is the size that I refer to in my pattern itself. Now for this size, I have used a 3.5mm crochet hook and Shapier's Stone Washed in the shade Moonstone. And in the original pattern, I actually used ice yarn, but if you're in the UK and you don't want to have to buy 4 packets, 4 bowls of ice yarn in one go, the Hayfield Spirit double knit is exactly the same colorway, and you can buy it single ball here in the UK. So I got both of these yarns from Snufflebean Yarn. She is based in the UK. I'll link to her below. But these are the 2 yarns that I used for these size Purrmaids. Now you're only going to need 1 ball of each. You're not going to barely need any for the tail. It's quite small. But this is what you need for the sort of this size Purrmaid with your 3.5mm hook. Now, enter monster chunk. For the tutorial that I have just filmed, tutorials, I should say, the hours and hours and hours of crochet footage, I used big old chunky yarn so that you can see what I am doing far more clearly. So if you want to make, look at the size of her, if you want to make this big lady, then what I used is the Hayfield Spirit again from Snufflebean in chunky. So I used a chunky weight for that. And I originally bought from Snufflebean again, because I like to get everything in one place. I originally bought some Signet Chunky to make her body part with, because I wanted her to match sort of the little Moonstone version. However, the minute I started trying to film in cream, that was a big mistake and you just couldn't see what I was doing. So luckily I had some scrap darker yarn. Now I lost the ball band. I have no idea what yarn this is. It may even be Stylecraft Chunky. I don't know in all honesty. It was just a bit I had left over. So it's, oh God, I've got yarn everywhere. It's this. If you know what this is, great. I don't know. I'd imagine it's probably Stylecraft Chunky. It's just a chunky, like for like weight in acrylic. So if you want to make a big old girl, then you can substitute out, instead of the double knit, just grab the chunky. If you're going to make a chunky girl, then you are going to want to make her using a 4mm hook so that your stitches stay nice and tight. For the tutorial itself, I use a 4.5mm hook, again, just so you can see where my stitches are going, but it doesn't give, as you can see, it doesn't give the tightest finish using a hook that's too large. So if this is a project that you want to make or you're going to give to somebody else, use a 4mm hook. Okay, so I said this was going to be a short video. And it's not, but just wanted to give you a little heads up. Like I say, next week is going to be a little bit unusual with my upload schedule, because we are going to be doing a crochet along for this big girl, in which you can make the smaller size if you prefer. But I just wanted to let you guys know that that's what's happening next week. So normal service will be resumed the following week. I have a blanket ready to rock for the week after next. So like I say, if you're not an amigurumi person, you're more of a blanket person, then hang fire. It's coming, I promise. There is stuff for you coming. So I will see you guys next week for Purrmaid Week. Exciting! See you then!